Well, Pray the Devil Back to Hell is about women in Liberia and this extraordinary peace movement that they put together. And it really is an amazing story. I'm not going to tell you the whole story. I'm going to make you go find the film. You can get it at praythedevilbacktohell.com. And you have PAL. You can order it from there. So, and then when that film came out, it really did have an incredible impact. And there was a bigger story to tell, and we had the opportunity to, for American public television, make this 5-part series, of which Pray the Devil Back to Hell is one part, about the whole story of women in war around the world, which is just this untold story. Just for a minute, think about, I mean, you can close your eyes right now and picture combat, and I bet you can picture an incredibly vivid scene with the sounds and the colors and everything. And the reason you can do that is because you've seen so many movies and you've read so many books, and we kind of forget that the vast majority of us had never been there, and we don't really, in fact, know what it's like. And the fact is, all those movies and all that TV and everything, we gave the camera to Clint Eastwood, we gave the camera to Rambo, we gave the camera to John Wayne. That's the point of view we have of war. And war is actually a bigger thing than combat. You know, we get the two things confused. I mean, General Grant in the Civil War in the United States said war is 99% boredom and 1% terror. That's what he's describing. Combat is 1%. War is this massive, totalizing social experience that consumes everything around it. And so the idea that we've had all of this knowledge about war and the women have never been in it is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. If you can have house-to-house fighting across Normandy, there were people in the houses. Where did they go? So there's this whole untold story of what women do to hold their families together. Where do they find the food? What does justice mean after the war is over? How do they get involved in peace talks? What do they bring to peace talks if they can, and so forth. That's really exciting, interesting stuff to me. But I do have to say that we can talk and talk and talk about peace until we're all blue in the face. But there are 875 million small arms in circulation around the world. And that's 874 million more than were used in the entire length of World War I, less than 100 years ago. So it would be stupid to think that weapons aren't driving conflicts. You know, just in Kenya alone, you know, if you have 2 guys fighting and one has a weapon, it's a murder. If you have 10 people fighting and a couple of them are packing, it's a riot. And then, you know, a skirmish is a battle and a battle is a war. It just raises the temperature on everything. And I don't think we're ever really going to meaningfully build sustainable peace until we at least make an effort to make it harder to get these weapons from place to place. Because basically the international community, there is almost nothing preventing me from today getting on a plane full of AK-47s and flying to the Congo and selling them at $25 a piece, which is what the price is, the going price is in the DRC right now. And for $25 a pop, I mean, to give me $10,000, I'm a warlord. I can be a warlord. Any psychopath can be a warlord. At the height of the worst of the war in Monrovia, when the city was under siege, Charles Taylor had maybe 5,000 guys left. That's all he had left. And the other side had maybe 7,000 guys. 12,000 people holding a nation of 3.5 million people hostage. In any nation of 3.5 million people, you're going to have 12,000 horrible, excuse me for the word, assholes, you know, who will do anything. So the point is, we're never going to achieve peace if we don't make it more difficult for the bad guys to get a hold of the mechanism, the means by which they can terrorize the rest of the population. So, you know, the 5 permanent members of the UN Security Council are the 5 largest exporters of weapons around the world. So we have our work cut out for us in terms of, first of all, building a mechanism by which we at least try to inhibit the trade of these weapons, that we start meaningfully destroying larger amounts of them, and then we start to monetize the creation of other kinds of things besides weapons. We need to shift off of, it's not a military-industrial complex anymore, it's a military private equity complex. That's so much more insidious. And there are so many more people involved in it. And and I'm sorry, but yeah, we basically write the book on it in my country. And I feel like if I can, in any way, I don't know how I'm going to do it, I don't know how to visualize it, I'm just beginning the thinking process now, but that's kind of where I want to go.